Political situation in Edo State, where the reinstated Deputy Governor of Edo State, Shaibu, is calling on President Bola Tinubu and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to investigate the Benin airport shooting that led to the death of a police officer. He made the call after he led friends, party faithful, and family members to a Thanksgiving service to celebrate his reinstatement by the Federal High Court. Mr. Shaibu says he's also concerned about the safety of participants in political rallies.
Me, but the court said there was never impeachment. The only impeachment that I can succeed is the impeachment of God, and may we never have God impeached us. They know what they have done. They are trying to cover up, but they cannot cover up. This one, they can't cover up, not even when a police officer was a victim of it. They cannot cover this one. No. All of them must be picked. We have given, the police must do his work. They must pick them. They orchestrated it. The men of the vigilante and Power did that. The vigilante in Edo State kill a policeman. IG definitely we go into it. So don't worry about ourselves. They are struggling to see how they can rob people in. They can't rob anybody in.
Meanwhile, the Edo State government, on the other hand, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, over Thursday's violence in the state. The petition signed by the State Solicitor General, Professor Faith Osadolo, on behalf of the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. The government accused Mr. Shaibu of recruiting heavily armed thugs, leading to the destruction within the metropolis and, of course, the death of a police officer. Reinstated Deputy Governor of Edo State, Shaibu, joins me now on the program for more on this development. Thank you for joining us on Beyond 100 Days. I've spoken with a couple of PDP spokespersons who claim that you should be blamed for the shooting on Thursday. They have the opinion that it's common knowledge that when a court gives a judgment, or once there's a notice of appeal and an appeal for a state of execution, the parties are expected to maintain status quo. How do you respond to this?
PDP is just trying to cover up the mess that they've created, but unfortunately, they cannot be covered. There is a judgment saying that there was never vacancy in the office of the Deputy Governor of Edo State. And there is a declarative judgment. And there was even consequential order, about 10 of them, and an interlocutory injunction and perpetual injunction. They're all of those, they are refused to obey. I am not the one that should enforce. The Commissioner of Police was with us and he told us everything was fine. And why will they mobilize men of Edo vigilante to block the gates that we should not go out? That is the same thing they did during 2020 election against Adams and Shomole, which some of them felt I was involved. Their violent tendencies they continue to display. You can see yesterday the governor said they should burn Nigeria. So we can see the level of impunity and the level of violence that they are continue to.
So help us get some clarity. Just a minute. Help us get some clarity to this, because you talked about the position of the Commissioner of Police. Is it true that when you and the APC candidates are about the position of the Commissioner of Police, is it true that when you and the APC candidates arrived at the airport, that the Commissioner of Police met with you at the arrival lounge and showed you both the stay of execution filed on the IGP, and that you should please be circumspect on how you enter the city?
There was nothing like that. Interestingly, I'm happy that I was not in the meeting alone with the CP. The CP had a meeting with me. He called me to congratulate me the day the judgment came, and that they expected me, and I told him, no, I will come in the next day because I want to wait for the enrollment order of the judgment. And
what they are saying is that, in fact, the PDP has called for your arrest, alleging that you were responsible for the violence, They say that a blatant disregard for a stay of execution as well as law and order, and that you were the one who mobilized thugs that fomented violence on Thursday.
Anyway, I think common sense. I will mobilize thugs to come and attack my convoy. I'll mobilize thugs to come and attack myself. I'll mobilize men of the vigilante to come and block the airport from allowing me to come out from the airport. It's just common sense. It doesn't make sense. You can see the governor yesterday said he will burn Nigeria down.
Well, I'm joined by the reinstated Deputy Governor of Edo State. Well, the PDP say they have filed an appeal to that court judgment and that there's a stay of execution. But we probably will leave that out. Mr. Shaibu, we had issues hearing you earlier. But quickly, if you can, let us talk about your return to the APC. I'm wondering what that is like, given how you left in the first place.
I will continue to challenge them to show if they have stay of execution. They don't have any of those documents.
Deputy Governor of Edo State, I understand, is back now. Philip Shaibu, thank you for staying the course on the program. I wanted us to explore your return to the APC. If you can hear me now, I was wondering how is it going, returning to the APC, seeing how you left in the first place? All right, we're going to keep trying to get across as we follow up closely developments in Edo State ahead of the election in September. I spoke earlier on with a spokesperson of the Aswa Igodalo campaign organization in Edo State, who was of the opinion that the situation is now calm in the Benin metropolis following what happened last week Thursday. And we're also frantically investigating what the political parties are doing to invest in the peaceful protest as we count down to this election. Bearing in mind that the process really has to be free and fair for the winner to be considered credible. We also are hearing from the Commissioner of Police in Edo State, who now has made a pronouncement as regards the next step for the police going forward into this investigation. Let's hear him out.
Investigations are in top gear to unravel the mysteries surrounding the circumstances that led to the murder of the gallant inspector of police and the attempted murder of the distinguished Senator Monday Ekwebele. We are not leaving any stone unturned. That is why we took another step of dropping invitation to their relatives. Meanwhile, if they fail to honor this,
all eyes on the police, especially now that the victim is a police officer himself, the officer attached to the APC governorship candidates in the state. And the people are saying, well, the police now has to act and ensure that it fights for its own. Mr. Shaibu, we've lost a lot of time trying to reconnect with you. But if you can hear me, what's it like returning to the APC? So you are reunited now with your former principal, Adams Oshomole?
Yes, I've reunited with my father. Yes, I reunited with him, and I pray I don't have somebody like what happened the last time does not happen.
So what? Well, I'm afraid the network is actually terrible. Yeah. So we probably will continue this conversation. But if you can still hear me, I'm just wondering that
I can hear you.
Yeah. Is this about winning an election, or the challenges that were widely published on the front pages of the paper have now been resolved?
I'm back to the party, and I'm in the party to make sure that we have one of us to govern the state. We don't want an outsider to come and govern us again. We have experimented with an outsider, and he has come to divide us and destroy almost everything that we have labored for. So this time we need somebody that is our own, somebody that is around. And that is why I actually made up my mind to contest for the office of the governor of Edo State, because I want to allow the civil servant to work. As we speak today, the consultants are doing the work of civil servant, and that is not what it's supposed to be. There are a lot of things that is wrong with the system that I want to fix. The vigilantes that we created to protect people and add as security agent and informant to police have become a tool that the governor is using to attempt to assassinate me. The governor said he was going to destroy me if I contest for the election. And you can see that day for me, it was an attempt on my life and the life of Senator Monday. In fact, it was actually a target at me by the governor, because that was, I know how they perform. I know their modus operandi. And when the time comes,
you know, the question on the mind of many people, if you can hear me, also has to do with the fact that, you know, you wanted to run yourself, even in the heat of your disagreement with Mr. Governor, and while you were with the PDP. Is this about you, you know, fighting for political survival? Why your choice of Monday Okpebolo? Why do you think he's a better candidate than Aswa Ighodalo?
Yes, Aswa Ighodalo cannot speak his language. Aswa Ighodalo presided over a bank that could not even move beyond certain stage and has no branches in Edo. Aswa Ighodalo came to Nigerian bureaus and they were declaring losses. And you understand? And Aswa Ighodalo has never voted in Edo State, unlike his counterpart in the APC. He's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from Esan extraction. And also, he has been an home boy. He visits home regularly. He's there when they need him. During the security challenges, he's home with them, donated vehicles. He's always with them. And that's the kind of person one. And that is the kind of person I am. Like I said, there are two homeboys left in the major parties, Akpata and Okpebolo. And for me, Okpebolo is a sitting senator from Esan district, because as it is today, zoning has become the order of the day now. So he is from Esan. So we have, in quote, we have started zoning. So the governor is from Benin, Oredo, Akpata is from Oredo. So it's common sense that the second homeboy that we have to support is Monday Okpebolo. And Monday, from what I've seen from him so far and my interaction with him, is a very plain pressure that I'm sure he knows the needs of the people, and when the time comes, he will not be importing workers into Benin to work for our people. He will use our people to change the system. He will not go and be bringing a caterer from another state to come and cook here, and the capital flight as always. So we want our indigenous people, people that live here, should be able to work. Even if we have to bring expatriates, they are coming to supervise certain sector of the.
I'm afraid that we have completely run out of time. We probably will continue this conversation subsequently. Reinstated deputy governor was still being contested by the court and the state government. Back in the APC.
And let me just let you know that.
Yes.
And let me also let you know that I've asked my lawyers to file contempt charges against those that are still calling me for my deputy governor, because by the judgment of the court, which is declaratory, I am the deputy governor of Edo State.
There are others who will also contest that there's a stay of execution on that particular order. But we have run out of time. Mr. Shaibu.
This is a judgment of the court. Let them bring it out.
Thank you so much for joining us on the program this evening. That's our discussion today. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.